and the very same substance that nourishes me. In it I live and move and have my being. This love draws together the unity of all of life in perfect harmony. Light radiates through me and blesses me and all of my actions and all that I do to help and serve other people. Divine intelligence flows through me now, and I know the truth, and the true state of all creation is revealed through me. I know that the presence of God is here, right now, and within every cell of my body. I know that Spirit expresses through me now and always. I am filled with gratitude for its gifts. I know that God is the way of peace, prosperity, and freedom. And this awareness dispels any fear, anxiety, injustice, or sense of separation. I know, God, that you are the way of health, strength, and vitality. I know that we are called to reach out and not close down, to love and not separate, that we are called to action and not complacency. I know that anything that happens right here locally affects the whole world. This is a powerful statement that helps me live my day knowing that everything that I do matters, that every act of kindness to other people affects not just that person, but it affects the world, that every place that I love and serve the earth serves everybody on the earth. And I know that Spirit lives within me to help and guide me to those actions that can have the greatest impact on those around me and those throughout the United States and throughout the world. I know that Spirit's wisdom, God's intelligence, and the will of life to love guides me today. It helps me in helping others. It assists me in my prayerful way that I live my life, guided by this incredible Spirit that only leads me in the proper directions. I know that my prayers are heard, and those that I pray for, their lives are better. They flourish, and they live life in the zone, in the spiritual zone, and that they are helped on their spiritual journey. I know that my prayers for unity of Charlotte are heard and responded to as we live through these important times and all the changes that we are embarking on serve us all very, very well. We are prosperous. We are moving forward. We are living a unity life that serves the one and serves to help us know at a higher level that there is only the one. We are part of it, an important part of it. I allow gratitude to fill my heart today. I am open to the words of this service and my spiritual connection to all of the Unity members. I know that this is a good day, that it's a great day, and that my heart is filled with love, and my life is good, good, good. And I release this wonderful idea into the law, knowing that it is taken care of, and join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Thank you again for being with us this morning. And welcome to all of you that are joining us on Zoom. And I know that you're enjoying our being together today and the chance to be a part of this service, but also to connect with one another, both before the service and after the service. If you are joining us on YouTube, please subscribe to our talks and like Unity of Charlotte, because that helps everybody connect with us, connect with our message, and be a part of the Unity community. Our YouTube broadcasts are available at all times. And we do look forward to seeing you in person in the not so far distant future, because time is just an invention, and we are always together. If you or anyone you know is in need of prayer, you can place a prayer request through our website, charlotte.org, and our prayer team is already ready to serve you and hold you in prayer and your intentions in prayer, as well as your loved ones. The Unity's telephone prayer ministry, Silent Unity, is available to you at any time, day or night. Just dial 800-NOW-PRAY for a personal affirmative prayer. Please know that we are having an important meeting next week. Next Sunday is a special congregational meeting. We will be voting on whether to list our property for sale, as well as a small bylaws modification. Members are eligible to vote, but the vote must be in person. So the meeting will start at approximately 11:30 a.m. And I will tell you, all is good with Unity of Charlotte. We have some important decisions to make. Those decisions will help us in our spiritual journeys as a church and as a Unity community. And please be here, because we would love to have your input, your vote on this matter. And we look forward to moving forward with all of the good that is unfolding before us. I now welcome our speaker today, our very own Reverend Jim Fuller.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to invite us to start with our July affirmation. And you hopefully can see that on your screen. So together, let us read. Because my Creator is free, I am free. I would never imagine God to be limited or bound by things of time or of the world. As a creation of an unlimited Creator, I know I too must be limitless, just like my Creator. Because my Creator is free, I am free. Because my Creator is free, I am free. From that, I'm going to hop into a little piece of music to take us into our time of meditation. And then I got a message about our freedom and our wonderful presence here. Let's see if I can. One. There we go. Two. Big. So just close your eyes wherever you are. If you can, if it's safe, close your eyes. Relax, listen to a couple of minutes of Daniel Nahmod, and then we'll take that into a time of meditation.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, right here, right now, right where I am, I I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God when I pray. I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray.
And so from that place, let's just remain with our eyes closed or our gaze drifting softly downward. Let's feel that prayerful energy that is present within us. Energy of spirit, energy of life, energy of connection with our divine source. Our divine source. That source that sustains us all, that connects us all, that blesses us. Feel the very gentle energy of the breath moving in and out through your body right now. If you've been relaxing, you'll find that it is getting more gentle and shallow, more light. And as the breath calms, the body calms, and the mind calms, we move into that place where we sense that divine presence, present with us, present in us, present as us. May we just take that into the silence for a few minutes and just be present with that inner presence, breath by breath. As we continue, I invite you to notice whatever quieting, softening, deepening is taking place within you, to feel it and to allow it to expand and extend. To expand and extend. In every moment, in this moment, we are enfolded in infinite peace. Infinite peace. Peace that knows no disturbance. Peace that knows no limit. It is part of what we are. You can know for yourself, I am a center of radiating peace. Know that for yourself. I am a center of radiating peace. The peace of God within each of us radiates through us and beyond, blessing the world. And to the extent that we acknowledge it, we feel that peace more and more within ourselves and everywhere we go. Peace that transcends human understanding, yet can be experienced, is being experienced by us, to whatever extent we welcome it. If you would, I would invite you to imagine that peace moving and radiating out from you and from all of us collectively, blessing our friends, our neighbors, blessing those who are in need of prayer and healing, blessing the parts of us that are in need of prayer and healing. Blessing every part of creation. May that deep peace do its work unencumbered by our human thoughts or limits. May it just do its work. And may we feel it going with us as we move through our day, as we move through our week, as we move through our life. May we make room for noticing and for sharing. Sit with that for just a moment, a couple of breaths. And then I invite you to begin to very gently begin to bring your attention back to your physical body, back to hands and feet and fingers and toes, back to the place you're sitting or resting, to let the breath in your body grow a little more long and a little more normal. Feel the breath, feel the clothing against the body. And when you're ready, as you're ready, just very gently begin to open the eyes and feel what comes back with you. Feel that sense of connectedness or deepening or whatever comes back with you, and just appreciate it. We have so much to be grateful for in every moment. So much. So welcome back. The other week, my wife spotted some Hawaiian shirts that she thought I needed. She was right. I can actually hear the waves breaking just outside my window and the wind blowing through the palm trees just outside my door. It's a wonderful place to be. Well, if anybody's tuning in late, I'm Reverend Jim Fuller, and I'm going to be offering our message for today. from here on the tropical island in South Charlotte. And it occurs to me, though, I could actually offer this message from a tropical island somewhere closer to the beach. I may have to try that someday. Anyway, thoughts for this week. Oh my gosh, what a week, at least for me. It's time to remind me and you and everybody else that, as I like to say, we live in a friendly universe. We live in a friendly universe. I really believe this, despite all that seems to be going on around us, right? To me, a friendly universe means a universe that is working with us, a universe with a universal presence, a friendly God, so to speak. It means goodness and possibilities available for me and available for you and for everybody else all the time, if we choose, when we choose. Let's say when we choose. I believe that part of what makes it a friendly universe is it is a self-correcting universe, or you could say self-healing universe. I believe the very nature of creation is to protect, correct, restore all things to their natural state of wholeness, of connectedness, of purity. That's what makes it a friendly universe. It restores all things always to that original perfection. The perfection is never lost. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Here's the rub, if you want to say the rub. That also means that anything that isn't in alignment with the nature of creation, with that perfection, that wholeness, that completeness, anything that isn't in alignment with that has to go away. It has to fall away. It can't last. Many of you, like me, have probably seen this happen in your life. We tried to make things work our way. I used to joke. I used to say the theme song for this planet is Frank Sinatra's My Way. I did it my way. That should be our planetary theme song. But sometimes my way is not in alignment with the universal movement of creation. Sometimes my way gets off course. And so this friendly, self-correcting universe begins course-correcting me. Like the little thing in your car that keeps you in the lane even when you start going out of the lane on the new cars. That's exactly it. First, it gives us little warnings, little bells and buzzers. Hey, notice this. This may not be the best. And if we don't hear those, or if we decide, I don't have to worry about that, I'm going this way, then we get other things. Then the things that really aren't in alignment begin falling apart or falling away. And the things that fall apart or fall away are sometimes things like, our health will start falling apart if we get far out of alignment, right? Our relationships will start falling apart. Our finances, our jobs, all kinds of things. And when that happens, we often feel like, hey, I thought this was a friendly universe, but I feel like I'm being attacked or betrayed. You're being redirected. You're being redirected. Again, when the things start falling apart or falling away, I truly believe that it is the activity of creation, the friendly universe, self-correcting, redirecting. Sometimes, if enough time has passed, we can look back on those things that went wrong. The job we lost or were forced out of, which of course in my case a couple times caused me to find the next really better job or better situation, right? We begin to notice sometimes with a little distance, we can notice, I was getting nudges about that before I went into it. I just ignored them. My first wife and I both commented that we knew we shouldn't have gotten married when we did. Unfortunately, we didn't have that discussion until after our divorce. But the nudges are there. It is a friendly universe. It is keeping us on course in the movement of the flow of creation. Do you ever try to swim upstream in a stream or stand in one place in a really powerful river? It doesn't work. Well, I'm going to share with you a little parable today. This is not a parable from the Bible. This is a parable from a book called Illusions by Richard Bach, same guy that wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It is subtitled The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. It starts off with the story of his Messiah, who it says, "There was a master who came unto the earth, born in the holy land of Indiana, raised in the mystical hills just east of Fort Wayne. He learned of the world in the public schools of Indiana, and as he grew in his trade as a mechanic of automobiles. But he had other learnings from other lands and other lives, and he remembered them." He goes on to share a parable. The parable is often called the parable of the clingers. It reads like this. "Once there lived a village of creatures along the bottom of a great crystal river. The current of the river swept silently over them all, young and old, rich and poor, good and evil. The current going its own way, knowing only its own crystal self. Each creature, in its own manner, clung tightly to the twigs and rocks of the river bottom, for clinging was their way of life, and resisting the current, what each had learned from birth. But one of the creatures said at last, 'I am tired of clinging, and though I cannot see it with my eyes, I trust that the current knows where it's going. I shall let go and let it take me where it will. For clinging, I shall die of boredom.' The other creatures laughed and said, 'Fool, let go, and that current you worship will throw you tumbled and smashed across the rocks, and you will die quicker than boredom.' But the one heeded them not, and taking a breath did let go, and at once was tumbled and smashed by the current across the rocks. Yet in time, as the creature refused to cling again, the current lifted him free from the bottom, and he was bruised and hurt no more. And the creatures downstream, to whom he was a stranger, cried, 'See, a miracle! A creature like ourselves, yet he flies! See the Messiah that's come to save us all?' And the one carried in the current said, 'I'm no more Messiah than you. The river delights to lift us free, if only we dare to let go. Our true work here is this voyage, this adventure.' But they all cried all the more, 'Savior!' all the while clinging to the rocks. And when they looked up again, he was gone, and they were left alone, making legends of a Savior." Well, the good news is, even when we clingers don't recognize it, the universal stream of life, God force, is always working for us, always working to lift us and propel us in the right direction. Our trick is to pay attention to the flow and to be willing to flow with it. It's only when we get stuck clinging to old ideas, old ways of living, old ways of doing things, old ways of being in relationships, that we suffer and things begin to fall apart. So hopefully you now understand a little better why I believe our universe is both friendly and self-correcting. It may not feel exactly that way right now, especially to the human parts of ourselves, the parts that want to keep things like they've been, or the parts that have personal agendas. But I actually suspect that our true self, that inner divine self, that Christ self as we call it in Unity, breathes a big sigh of relief Every time something falls away, every time the universe helps us be a little more free. Now, last Sunday, we all got a big surprise, at least those of us who attended the town meeting. We learned that the mortgage of our church building has been in trouble for a number of years. We also learned that our best option right now is to sell the building, to let it fall away, to let it go. While I had some awareness that there were financial problems, the announcement surprised me. I suspect many of you were caught completely off guard. Is that true? I would suspect that some people among our congregation are feeling pretty upset, maybe angry, or maybe just sad and down, or maybe just wondering how the heck we got to this place. I mean, think about it. For many, many years, the building on Arrowwood Road has been the church. And ever since we had to close down in March, we've been looking forward to returning to the church for services and classes and events and potlucks and such. And now we get to start trying to make peace with the idea of letting go and going somewhere new. That's a lot to take in a week, isn't it? That's a lot to take in a week. I'm going to suggest that if you want, maybe we could actually just talk a little bit about how we're feeling at the end after the service as part of our Zoom chat at the end. I think that might be, helpful. I'd be glad to help facilitate that to the extent I can. This past week, I have watched my mind churn around all kinds of coulda, woulda, shoulda thoughts. Could have done this. What if we would have done this? Should have done this. Maybe your minds go there too. I'm sure our poor church leaders are dealing with that at great depth, feeling a lot of responsibility around that. It's times like this that bring up all kinds of feelings, fears, questions. Some of what this all will bring up for us will be related to what is actually happening now, to the events within the church right now, to what's happening presently. The interesting thing, and I invite you to notice this for yourself, is that some of the other things that are going to get brought up in you, because I know that things get brought up in me, are things that happened years ago. Maybe in this church years ago something happened and we think, oh, it's like that. Or maybe in another church we used to attend, or maybe somewhere we once worked, or maybe something, it's like something that used to happen in my family, right? These are those voices from the past. So a really important step forward as we move forward is to notice what we're feeling, notice what's related to what's happening right here, and noticing which ones are, those little unhealed things from the past that the universe is bringing up so we can let them go and let them be healed. Remember, it's a self-correcting universe, self-healing. The other thing, of course, that's going to be important is to do our spiritual practices. Some of us are off our normal routine because of what's going on with isolation, but the important thing is to stay spiritually connected so we can actually cooperate with the movement of this friendly, self-correcting universe as it does its work, as it moves us toward peace and comfort and shows us individually and collectively the way forward. I suspect that probably a number of you were already feeling somewhat depressed or anxious before you heard about the need to sell the church. I can tell you I've been noticing feelings within myself just because of the isolation and all that's going on around me. Puts me a little more on edge, a little more uneasy, right? So trying to peacefully take in what's happening at the church, to let myself go, isn't as easy as it used to be. But if I stay centered, pay attention, I can let that happen. A minister buddy of mine shared an email about an NBC poll done, I guess, a week or so ago. that showed that 33% of the people responding noted that they felt depressed somewhat. 33% of the people responding to the poll responded that they felt somewhat depressed, as compared to 6% last year, the year before. That's huge, isn't it? I also spotted a little article where noting that Michelle Obama, our former First Lady, would publicly acknowledge, she says, I'm feeling depression. I'm feeling sadness. I'm feeling sadness. Which I thought was wonderful for people just to acknowledge what you're feeling, because that's the first step. That NBC poll also found that 36% of people responding commented that they were feeling symptoms of anxiety, as opposed to like 8% the year before. Now, I know psychologists refer to these things as situational depression or situational anxiety. It's not like, what we would call a clinical issue, but it is something that happens. It's situational, it's temporary. When things beyond our immediate control begin to sort of spiral downward, things like anxiety and depression begin to spiral upward. We don't need to fear it. We do need to notice it and address it. I see these things, these feelings we're dealing with, as part of that inner nudge that says, hey, notice how you're feeling about this. Is it time to change? Is it time to recenter and refocus? Is it time to stop clinging to the rocks and twigs on the bottom of the stream and notice the direction that the flow wants to move you in? And not just the flow of your own human agendas. So it's important for us on a regular basis, I would have to say, to just notice, how clear and centered is my mind, my heart? How clear and centered am I right now? Just notice, how connected am I with people around me? Disconnect seems, I think, to be sort of rampant right now. But how connected am I with the people around me? Am I talking to them? Am I spending time with them? Am I really paying attention to them? And notice, am I trying to look through God's eyes or Christ's eyes, or am I just seeing through my own fears and anxieties, my own desires? Well, I'm not going to leave you with a list of problems. I'm going to offer a prescription for beginning to resolve all your problems, okay? Prescription to begin resolving all your problems. The church situation, virus situation, political situation, all those various personal things with relationships and finances and feelings. 2 steps, basically. First step, be kind. That should also be the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th step. Be kind. Kindness is a form of love. We may not be able to love everybody, but we can be kind to everybody. And kindness as a form of love is an expression of our innate godness. So we might want to start by being kind to ourselves. Oh yeah. Don't beat yourself up. Be kind to yourself. And then be kind to the people around you. I would say go out of your way, or if you can, go out of your way to be as friendly and kind to everybody as you possibly can. People need that. And as you do it, you get it back. Don't worry if you mess up. Don't worry if at some point the grumpiness comes out or the upset or the sadness. Don't worry. Just be as kind as you can as often as you can. And by that I mean things like be kind when you're out driving in traffic or going in traffic. Let those people go where they need to go. Just be kind. Let them go. When you're in the store, be kind to people. And that's another good place to be friendly. Say hello. How many people are isolated and have almost no one to say hello to very often during the day? So Be kind. Be kind at work, wherever you work, however you work. Be kind on the phone. Be kind with those you live with. That will be a nice thing to do, even if it's a little, even if being kind means going to your room to quiet down. Sometimes a great kindness is going to your own room to quiet down. But be kind to the people you live with. Here's what I think. Kindness opens a door for a deeper connection with others and with God. As I said, kindness is a form of love, right? And what we suffer from tremendously is a lack of love, a lack of connectedness. So kindness. Be kind. Second part of my prescription. Listen to one another. Just listen. Hear what they're saying. Let it settle in. Stop yourself from responding. When people speak to us, we have these kind of set things that we say back, or, we have these responses or habits we have. And I'm talking to myself here, by the way, just to let you know. But when somebody starts talking to you, just shut up and listen. Sorry, that's a technical term. Listen, and as you listen, notice how you're feeling. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how what you hear triggers you. Does it trigger you in a positive way? Oh, that's beautiful. Does it trigger you in a I wish you'd go to your room way? Just listen to the other people and let it have some time to settle. I can promise that learning to really listen to one another is going to not only help you have better personal and working relationships, but it's also going to help you learn to listen to and notice those little subtle nudges, those subtle guidance from the universe. God saying, hey, not that way, this way, right? That's part of what helps us get in connection with that universal flow, to notice that. And as we notice and as we pay more attention, then first off, we build fewer future problems. Think about that. As we actually really listen, we create fewer future problems for ourselves to have to deal with. And we also get a better feel for which way things are moving in that universal crystal stream, as the parable said earlier. You see, the good news is we are already living in the middle of a very friendly, very self-correcting and self-healing universe. We don't have to go anywhere to find it. We're here. We're in it. It's in us. Our work is to consciously move in the direction of kindness and love, of listening deeply to one another and to God. And I've noticed sometimes God speaks to me through you guys and the other people around me, if I'm willing to listen. And then just to prayerfully affirm and remind ourselves that divine goodness, divine godness is always here, that we are in a friendly universe, and that as we move with it and allow it to guide and move us, what we find is blessing and more blessing. As always, I've come up with a little affirmation for the week. Let's see if I can, I'm going to have to just hop over here to that. All right. Happy. All right, 2, 3. Here we go. Affirmation for this week from me. We'll read this through twice. Read it with me, if you will, please. Out loud is best. Right here, right now. I am living in the middle of a friendly universe. I invite divine intelligence to speak to me, to guide my thoughts and direct my actions. I am open to healing, correction, and redirection at depth. Let's read that together again. Together, right here, right now. I am living in the middle of a friendly universe. I invite divine intelligence to speak to me, to guide my thoughts and direct my actions. I am open to healing, correction, and redirection at depth. If you will, close your eyes and just let that thought settle in. Take a couple of breaths. Let the thought that you're already living in the middle of a friendly universe. Nothing you need to worry about. It's on your side. It loves you. It knows you are a part of it. And so we invite that divine intelligence that is present in us to guide our thoughts, to guide our actions, to help us be kind, be connected, to help us listen and understand. And we know that as we are open to that, it is present, already done for us. It is already done for us. The correction, the healing, the redirection are already taking place. So I'll invite you to open your eyes again. And let's read that together one more time, just to let it settle. Together, right here, right now. I am living in the middle of a friendly universe. I invite divine intelligence to speak to me, to guide my thoughts and direct my actions. I am open to healing, correction, and redirection at depth. And so it is. Hey, welcome back. Well, that's my thought for the day. I hope that's helpful. And again, I hope those of you that would like just to kind of talk about where you're at in terms of, what's going on inside you, just to talk about that a little bit afterwards. That might be helpful. I imagine my experience as a minister tells me, whatever you're feeling inside, you're not the only one. Whatever it is. Many other people are having the same experience. That's kind of the way it works. We're a lot more connected than we ever think about. Well, I am going to remind us that it is time to share an offering, or an opportunity to share an offering. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can grab your phone and do it online. I'll flip over here to the slide in a second, because of course, even though we're preparing to put the building on the market, we have to keep making mortgage payments and keep it up until we do. And then we'll have whatever proceeds come from that sale. That'll be nice. But right now, in the meantime, we still need to keep operating. So let's find that. Click. There we go. So you can share your tithes and offerings either by mailing them to Unity of Charlotte. There's the address, 401 East Arrowwood Road. Or you can go to the website, unityofcharlotte.org, click on the donate button. That's very easy, and you get an immediate email acknowledging your donation. So however you choose to do that when we get off this service, you can go and take care of that and just keep things moving forward. And so with our offerings in hand, or at least in our heart, let's read our prosperity blessing together. Together we say, joyously, I give this gift, knowing the divine presence blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Amen. All right. Well, we're going to close. Hang on. Get back to you guys. Hi. We're going to close with our prayer of protection. And then we'll come back on Zoom, and I'll let Alan moderate, or whoever wants to moderate, just a little chance for us to talk, or I'm glad to do that. So I'll give you our prayer of protection. I'll invite you just to reach out as if you were reaching out to somebody beside you, and take the hand of the person or the angel, the being of light right beside you. Just do that physically. And doing that, we know we are all connected here together. And together we say, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is.